All right, good morning. We have our power oatmeal that we've created, and I want to show you how we've made this and how we got to this point. Okay, so here we are, the beginning of this stage, well, the beginning of our process. Um, we're going to cover this in three stages. Our first stage is going to be cooking the oats, and we do that in a ginger and turmeric water solution. It adds more flavor and gives some nutritional value. The second stage we're going to cover is our spice mixes that we're going to use in this. And the third stage will be our additives, and in this case we're going to be using a lot of dried fruit. So let's get started on this. I'm going to start off with 400 grams of of steel cut oats, and do this. So it goes in the insta-pot. And our second stage will be the ginger and turmeric. Now in the ginger and turmeric, I just take a vegetable brush and just brush off any loose skin, any dirt, anything else that might be there. You don't have to wash it, you don't have to peel it if you don't want to, but you're welcome to do so. And then I do the same thing with the turmeric. Now to make things easier on the Vitamix, I'm going to chop these up and we'll put those into the Vitamix. And you don't have to do any particular size or anything, just nice even chunks. Now, because we are going to also be measuring our water content on that, I'm going to use the scale while I pour water. So, I'm just going to add my chunks. Then zero out the scale, or tare it. And I'm just going to add an amount of water. Let's do an even amount. Let's say about 200 milliliters. Or in this case, grams. And I'm going to make some noise now. So. Okay, so you want it at a nice smooth consistency. It will look like a mess, but we will put it back on the scale, and we're going to add more water to help in rinsing this out. And that brings it up to about the 500. Actually, we're going to go ahead and let's try for about 700. Okay. And then start again. Okay. Now we'll add that to here. Back onto the scale. And we've added 700. We're going to zero this out because we've now removed all the weight of the ginger and the turmeric, so we know that we have to readjust the scale. And now we're going to go for the 3 kilograms. We've already added 700 grams, so that's going to be 2.3 kilograms. we go. It'll be about 2.3. So now, because the lid has gotten really messy, I'm going to rinse that out as well, but I'm going to do that over the pot, and just as carefully as possible. And then pour the rest in. Okay, so we're going to set up our pressure cooker. Your equipment will vary depending on what you have. So read the instructions, and what we're going to do is we want 10 minutes of in-pressure cooking. So my device is set up like this, and now all I have to do is press the start, and we will come back to that when it is done, and you'll see the rest of the process. All right, now for our second stage. Now this, we're going to do our spice package, and for that we're going to use flaxseed, cinnamon, cardamom, and black pepper. And now I'll weigh those all out for you. Now you can use any combination you would like. Come up with different combinations, different flavors. Go by the season, do pumpkin pie spice, whatever. If you find a good combination you like, post it on any of the comments below, and share it with the rest of us. So, oops. Helps to turn the scale on. Okay, we're going to start with 180 grams of flaxseed. Now, we put flaxseed in ours, and we do not buy flax meal. Flax meal will tend to go rancid a little bit too quick before we go through it. So we buy it this way and grind it up. Two tablespoons of black pepper. This will go well with the turmeric that we put in earlier. A tablespoon of cinnamon. And a tablespoon of cardamom. Okay. Now, we'll grind that up. It'll grind up the seed and the pepper. And I'm going to make a little noise again. Alright, you can see I've transferred my spice package, my spice mix with the flaxseed, into a Lexan container. I'm going to use this as a container for mixing together the fruit. I found that if you cut your fruit and put that in here, that they tend to stick if you don't coat them. So I'm going to talk about the fruits that we use. We have apricots, we have plums, we have cherries, blueberries, figs, and dates. Now, you can use any combination of these you'd like. I'm actually going to slide that a little forward so I have some working space. You can use any combination of these you'd like. You can use your own combination. If you don't want apricots, just replace them with more of the others. But we have about a total of about 8.5 ounces of dried fruit that we're going to use in this recipe. Okay, now that we've got the fruit cut, I'll start mixing that into our flaxseed spice combination. Now, one of the reasons why I do this is that a lot of these fruits have sugars in them and they end up sticking together with one another, and so you end up with clumps. So what I like to do is I like to put them into the flaxseed mix and then just sort of mix them together so that way they all get coated. That breaks up the lumps, and they won't be this one glob in the oatmeal. So all right, well, I've got those all mixed in together. Now we'll open up the pressure cooker and we'll take a look at our oats and we'll combine the two and they'll be ready. So I'll put this aside. And just because those are probably very warm, okay, move this into the center area so you can see what I'm doing. And I don't think we need these anymore. Okay, actually, they're safe to handle without the gloves. Scrape down my sides a little bit. I like to mix the oatmeal, make sure everything is loose and all the liquids are distributed. And don't worry if this looks like it's too watery or liquid. One of the advantages to the flaxseed is that it will gelinize or gelatinize. Okay, that looks pretty nice. Now, I do this in stages, so that way there's not one big, huge mess to deal with. But I try to break this into about quarters or thirds. And then just mix it in. Make sure you get it all thoroughly combined. Look for lumps that are not fruit. Okay, and now for the final bit. Okay, and that has combined all of our oatmeal. So, now one of the things that we do is this is a 10 serving batch of this oatmeal. To make it a little sweeter, we add a banana to each one of the servings. So whole, nice, medium-sized banana, about 100-150 grams size. You can add fresh fruit, additional fresh fruit if you like, depending on what the season is, and change the flavor compounds around. Now all we do in this is we will store it in our Lexans, put it in the refrigerator, and then measure out 1/10 of it for each serving. All right, so scraping the bottom of the barrel here, so to speak, and putting the last bit. So that's basically our oatmeal in a nutshell. And if you have any questions, be sure to write. If you have any comments, if you have any suggestions, if you find something you like that you'd like to share, please do. Okay, so we have the final dish. I have nuked a banana, make it soft, turned it into pulp, mixed it in with 1 serving of the oatmeal, as you can see. Probably better with the overhead camera. And now we're going to garnish it up. Now, you can use whatever choice of fruit is in season if you'd like. You can do whatever spicing you'd like. Today I'm going to use the kiwi and the mango. And I've already got those diced up, and I'm going to plate those up now. This is about 1/2 of a mango. And 1 kiwi. So, there you go. Now, if this is just for you, you can just mix it all together, put it in the microwave, and warm it up. If you want to serve it like this for yourself or with friends or family, you can make it look pretty, whatever you'd like to do. And again, remember, you can do whatever spicing you want. If you want to sprinkle on top, maybe you've added some apple, you want to do some additional cinnamon, whatever fruit is available and you'd like to do. If you're doing a savory version of this, maybe these are some spicier or herbal spices. So I hope you enjoy. I also want to point out to people that we did this in an 8-quart pressure cooker, and we've done it before in a 6, but it's been pretty tight. So if you're working with one of the smaller pressure cooker size, you may want to either cut the recipe in half or adjust it to whatever you feel comfortable with. So, other than that, I hope you enjoy. If you have any other questions or comments, if you have suggestions, feel free to leave a comment. Thank you.